What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to have you here because this is it. Channel update 1.8. I've hit 180 subscribers over the weekend. I went from like 179 to 183. It's now Tuesday, April the 20th, and I'm at 185. So, I got some more awesome comics to give away, and let's go ahead and unveil those and see what I have on offer. So I wanted to kind of recap the first book, or the first package, I guess. So this is a Virgin variant of Red Mother, number 1. This is Catalyst Prime, 7 Days, written by Gail Simone. This is also a Virgin variant of the number 1. This is Excellence number 1, a title that I believe has been optioned by maybe Amazon. So there's definitely some spec market value at that. And then Wellington number 1. And this is by Aaron Mahnke. He has an awesome podcast. He has a couple of different podcasts, in fact. But he's also, I think his podcast Lore had 3 seasons on Amazon Prime. So he's definitely in the media sphere. And so this 5-issue series, Wellington, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets shopped around just because, he's already in that world. So it wouldn't be that far-fetched for him to kind of be able to get deals in place, pretty easily. Or at least get enough attention. So then we also have 5 Ghosts. And this is a complete run. And I want to say 4 of these are the Phantom, what's it called? The Phantom variant. So these are very cool covers, but it's also the complete run. One more. Plus an additional, boom, the regular cover for it. So that's the regular cover on the number 1, and then I have all 1 through 5 has the Phantom variants as well. So very cool package. I'm excited to give that away. When I hit 200, we're gonna draw 2 names. Each of them is gonna win. Each name that we draw is gonna win 10 books, and so that's the first 10. What will the second name get? I put this together a couple of weeks ago, so bear with me if I don't remember exactly what all I put in there. I should have looked before I started this, All right. Okay, so Sonata. I don't know if anybody read this. It was an Image book, and I have the first 7 of them. And, the story's pretty solid, but the artwork is incredible. Like, the interior artwork in Sonata is better than a lot of covers. I mean, it's incredibly detailed. It's got a lot of, perspective, because there's like giant titans and stuff. The world is really cool. The artwork is amazing. The storytelling is solid. The writing it's not bad, but it just wasn't quite something that interested me. It's kind of a Game of Thrones kind of story, or kind of plot, I guess. Very sprawling. So we got Sonata number 6. Sonata number 5. But, like I said, you could say kind of like Game of Thrones and The Expanse, maybe, kind of mixed together. So I could definitely see this run getting optioned or picked up by somebody that needs a new, kind of like fantasy epic sort of thing, like sci-fi fantasy epic. I think there's a market for that. You have all your Game of Thrones people. Stranger Things has kind of built a pretty big following around themselves. The Expanse, I think it just ended, or it's ending. No, wait, I think they just dropped a new season. But anyway, like Netflix is definitely, they could use something like that. So, this is the kind of thing I could see getting picked up in some way. So that's the full run. Beautiful covers. Like I said, the interior artwork is, bar none, some of the best I've ever seen. And then we have Dead Day #1 from Aftershock Comics. This was written by Ryan Parrott, and it's a unique take on zombies. And it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Heavy #1. I think this one's written by Max Bemis. And yeah, this was a pretty fun ride. I wish it had been like a little more metal than it was. But I love the covers for this series. There's something really cool in all of that, It's kind of a Punisher-esque Angel of Death kind of story. And then this series I absolutely loved. I thought it was amazing. King of Nowhere. I would say like the first 3 like blew my mind. Number 4 and 5, as it kind of has to start to reel itself back in and ground itself to wrap things up. It starts to, I wouldn't say it falls apart, but it definitely isn't as much fun as the first 3 that are just like expanding out on the craziness. But overall, I really enjoyed this series. So I'm really excited for this. This is my first giveaway. It's my first push toward a like certain subscriber goal. And it's just blown me away. I mean, I started this channel with like 19 subscribers that I don't even know why I had 19, but that's how I started, was 19 subscribers, and now I'm, staring down the barrel of 200. So I'm having a blast doing this. I love talking about comics. I love putting these videos together. I love to just ramble. So, it is what it is. I'm having a blast doing this. I will say, the type of content I like to generate, I guess, is usually more like long form content. So for me, I'm trying to find platforms that really appeal to me as a content creator. And one of those is YouTube, obviously. I love doing the channel. Like I said, I love to just talk to the camera, and it can feel like very therapeutic, And the community around it is, amazing. Like my friend Steve, Burke Family 54 Comics, he is doing kind of a mini weight loss journey sort of thing, trying to get in better shape, and I've been feeling the same way. So that popped up, and I was like, let's do it. I'm in. I'll take the same challenge. Let's both try to meet that goal. And other people from the community have seen these videos and these posts, and they're jumping in and getting on board and wanting to take the same challenge for themselves, And so it's like that sense of camaraderie, that's really impressed me, and I love being part of this community because of that. I don't find that Instagram and Twitter are necessarily platforms that I enjoy the type of content creation that they allow, if that makes any sense. Like, tweets aren't really my thing. I don't want to post like little short videos. I like to talk a lot. I like to talk in depth. I like to like really get into the meat and potatoes of things. And so for me, one thing I'm focusing on right now is Patreon. I have a Patreon. There are $1, $3, and $5 tiers, and that gives you access to basically communicate back. However, I want to tell you, you don't have to pay anything to follow somebody on Patreon. You can go in there and you can follow them, and any post that they release public to like set to a public release, then you can see those. I don't think you can comment on them. I think you can like, but you can't comment. But the way that Patreon allows me to create, right? I put out these blog post style posts every Monday, and it's a great way to communicate. It lets me, like, that particular post allows me to kind of get back to it allows me to kind of like summarize my week and give everybody a chance to kind of catch up with what I've been doing. And it gives me a way to share, because I can hyperlink any of the text I want. It's HTML formatted. So that's what I like about Patreon, is the way that the posting system works. It allows me as a creator to really connect with an audience and build a community. And so I'm really having a blast over there. If you would please go over there and follow me. I'm doing original content. I'm writing stories, and those are going to start being released on there on the newsletter. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it yet. I'm thinking definitely want to do a weekly release, and I'm thinking what I'll do is basically have the stories a week early for Patreon members. But anybody that follows is still going to get to see those posts the next week. So definitely follow and check it out. I don't usually toot my own horn a lot, but I do think that when I apply myself and I really try, I think I am a good writer. And, it's constant growth. I don't think I'm an amazing writer, but I do think that I am better than most people suspect or would think. And so to that I say, follow me on Patreon and judge away. You can pay $1 a month and you can even comment back and tell me how much I suck. But I would love to have any kind of feedback on that, because writing is something I love to do. I love crafting and creating. That's why I'm here doing this. And so, yeah, if you follow me on Patreon, those stories are coming. Trust me. I've been putting that together. That's why I'm a little behind on some other things, because it's a lot of work, but it's work that's worth it. It's so incredibly rewarding, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And then the one other platform I want to mention is Podchaser. And honestly, Podchaser is a mention here is simply that Apple, I love podcasts. Podcasting is probably, one of my first loves. My dad never really listened to a lot of music. He always seemed to know a lot of music, but he never really listened to a lot of music. He always listened to talk radio. And so that's what I was exposed to growing up. And I always thought it was kind of strange, because I loved music so much. But now that I'm about my dad's age and I can look back on it, I can see I've gone through the same thing. Like throughout my teenage years and even early adulthood, it was all music all the time. And now when my kids bring up a song or something, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that one. Like I can sing every song off the top of my head. But they don't really hear me listen to a lot of music. I'm almost always listening to podcasts. And so I guess it is what it is. Maybe I'm getting too old for music. Maybe I'm not going to know what's current anymore. But I love podcasts. And it really frustrates me that Apple, podcasts are very DIY, do it yourself. And Apple is very much the antithesis of DIY. They want to give you software programs to create, but they don't want you to DIY your own Mac or anything like that. It's all frustrating to me. And so it really frustrates me that they have a grip on podcasting. Like even though I don't own an Apple device, I have no way to rate or review. I have to be on Apple Podcasts, and I need people to review me there in order to get my podcast to get the attention it needs to blow up. That being said, Podchaser is the kind of the answer to that. Podchaser, it sources information from all over the internet. It's pulling it all together in this one great website. You can go there and find any podcast creator, any podcast episode. You can rate and review podcasts there. You can rate and review each individual episode, and you can follow different creators and stuff, and it will go into a social media style feed where you can go in there and you can see what's coming up, including, say you follow a creator. I follow Dax Shepard, right? So whenever he's a guest on other people's podcasts, those podcasts pop up in my feed. So if I'm interested in him as a person, and he's somebody I want to follow, now I know he was on this other podcast. Let me go over there, So Podchaser is doing some amazing things. Please, please, please go there, rate and review my podcast, and, any other podcast you follow, please, because I would really love to see Podchaser get big enough to kind of dominate the review system and become, I don't want to say like the standard for podcasts, but I would love to see Apple just lose a little bit of that grip that they have on the on the podcasting, medium. So that's me bleeding my heart to everybody. Please comment on this video, get into the drawing. We're on our way to 200. It's right around the corner. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be there sooner than later. And I'm excited for what that means for my growth as a creator, and the kinds of things that I'll be able to do, the more people that are supporting me. So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until next time, keep flipping pages.